Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures, and thank you for joining me again today to have another go at Roxy's weekly challenge. It's week 42 and she's made mini match notepads. Now Rachel's done hers all Christmas themed, but I'm not going to be doing that, mainly because my Christmas stuff is still all hidden away in the cupboard and I'm not allowing myself to get it out until I finish my fairy journal. Just because I've got so much stuff everywhere that's fairy related, I just don't have room to bring out all the Christmas stuff until I've been able to clear all that away. So I'm being quite firm with myself not to get out the Christmas stuff yet. So I just had to go and have a look in my scraps because I thought, well, I'm not going to need a lot of Christmassy notepad type things anyway. These would be more, it'd be more useful to have them a bit more general in other colours. And I only got as far as what I call my cool scraps. I've got all my scraps stored in a couple of boxes. One is for warm colours and one is for cool colours. And the cool colours tend to be my favourites anyway, the blues and the greens. So that's the one I went into, and I've just got a few scrapbook paper scraps. I'm not going to use them all, obviously. I'm just brought myself out a few different sizes, different decorations, and I thought I'd just have a go with these. I'm not going to make very many, probably only 3. So I've got far too much here, but I thought I'd give myself a few options. So I'm going to start with, I think, this one, which is probably a better size. I've got the same one in a larger size, but I think this is probably the better size for these little notepads. I'm going to have to cut too much off of this one, so I think I'll use this. It's a bit leery on the other side. It's a very bright pink, but my feeling is that's going to be on the inside, so you won't really see it. So I'm just going to fold that down to roughly notebook size. I mean, it's a bit difficult to know what size to do. I could make it bigger, I guess, but I'm trying to kind of go a little bit with what Rachel was doing. And this may change as I try things out, because I'm going to make mine slightly different to the way she made hers, which I will show you when we get to that bit. So I'm just going to cut off a bit there. I'm not sure if I've done this right, but I don't really need it overlapping by a huge amount. Just a little fold up there. Okay, so that's that one. And that should just tuck in there, she says. Like that. Okay, so that's one. I might do this one. This is a bit narrow, I'm thinking, so I might make it a bit longer. This has also got quite a bright interior. So I might make this a bit longer as it's narrower. Do it perhaps a bit like that. Make sure it's lined up. Okay. And then just fold this one up as well. One. Got a couple of blues. What else can I use this one? I'm not sure about that one. Got a couple of green ones here. Perhaps I'll use this one. Ooh, it's got a bit of tape on the inside of that one. No, that's going to tear, so I'm not going to use that. That's too narrow. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit, I think. I think it's a bit wide. This could actually almost count as Christmassy because it's green. So I think I'll make it, yeah, About that sort of width. I think I quite like it a little bit taller. I'm going to do it this way because I've got a bit of white for some reason on this. So I'm just going to make it. Don't think it's quite straight. Is that straight? Something's not straight, so I'll have to trim it. Okay. I'm just going to trim that off a bit at the side because it's clearly a bit on the wonky side, that piece. I got close enough. I might just cut that off as well. Okay, let's have a go. These three, I think. Still not entirely sure that's straight, but never mind, it's probably close enough. Can always trim it a bit further afterwards. Right, so now I need some paper, so I'll get my cardstock out of the way. Let's try to start with this one. I've just got a bunch of some scraps and some not scraps because I didn't actually have that many neutral scraps. So this is a bit of paper from when I was tearing out the pages for my altered book, but it's the only one that was blank on both sides, so I thought I'd use that. Is that the right sort of length? I think it is, so I might start with this one and use this as my template for the others. Is that straight? Nope. Alright, that one. Particularly, don't want it too scruffy at the bottom or at the side. That's that one. Yep. Okay, and I've got a few. This is a pack of Filofax papers that I had, but actually, because they're coloured, they're quite nice. Might use. I use the green. No, I use some pink. And I've got them in plain and in lined, so I mean, of course they're not vintage, but they're quite handy for making notepads with. Alright, that's one. And I have some of this decorative ledger paper that I bought from, it could be Victoria Designs, I'm not absolutely sure about that. And up there. So I'm not as whizzy at doing these, tearing off the papers as Rachel is, so I'm not going to try and do as many pads as she did. I'm not too worried about that. It's not the sort of thing I'd probably use a lot of. I have made little matchbook pads before for a couple of other projects, but I've not done them the way she did. Okay, so I've got some coffee dyed lined paper here. I might just tear it across that way. I should have enough for maybe for all 3 pads. Doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same width, I don't think. Don't think Rachel's were, that's for sure. I'll try and do 5, maybe 5 pages. What shall I use? Got some actual ledger, some actual vintage ledger here. The wrong way round, but I'm not going to worry about that. But it's the right width, so that'll be all right. So I can put those like that. I don't want that one at the back because it's a small one. Right, so I go in here. Yep. Right, so that's one ready to go. Let's do this one. So the length is a bit short. Oh, somebody. Okay, sorry about that. It's my husband's day to be at work today, so I'm on my own. So I had to go and get the door for the postman. But it was very exciting. Look, this is my first subscription box for My Creative Studio. I saw a lot of unboxings and I thought I'd give it a go. This is the October box. So watch out for an unboxing of this in the near future on my channel, because I'm going to unbox this with you guys, because I've never had one of these before and I'm very excited. No idea what's in it, so not seen any unboxings yet of this one. It's come actually quite a lot quicker than I expected, so very excited about that. So, so I'm just going to put it over there and ignore it and carry on with what I'm doing. So I'm just going to tear this down to about that sort of width. I think this one needs to be a little bit shorter. Right. And what colour have we got here? Sort of blues and, well, I had a big paper dyeing session at the weekend. In fact, I spent all day Sunday working on this because I wanted some papers, some dyed papers for Christmas. I've got green and I've done red as well, and I've also done a bit of sort of turquoisey bluey colours. It took me all day. It was exhausting, but I have a lovely big pile of green dyed papers now, so I'm going to start using them because they can be used in so many projects, not just for green is not just for Christmas. It's all year round, and I've got various shades. So I've gone a bit darker, which are the ones I want to use for the Christmas ones. I've ended up with some gorgeous red ones though. I'm really pleased how the red ones turned out. I just used what do they call it? Food dye, food colouring. I bought from Hobbycraft, and they've come out quite nice. So quite pleased with those. So that's a scrap here. It's just from a notepad. Just a bit on the wide side. Just tear that down a fraction, I think. Whoops. Yeah. It's not going to be good. That's not going to work well. Hang on, let's turn it upside down. I'll get better grip that way, just on the edge. if I'm only tearing the narrow bit, it's better to do... Ooh dear, I didn't do that very well, did I? Never mind. I'm going to tear some of it off anyway. How's that going to fit? Yeah, that'd be alright. I'm not going to worry about that. And this is some of it, again, I think this is from Victoria Designs. I will double check that. Yes, these ledger papers are from Victoria Designs. So these are just vintage ledger papers, I think they're called. So it's a digital kit, but it's quite handy when you can't get hold of genuine ledger paper. I do have some that I bought from Etsy, some real vintage ledger paper, but you don't get an awful lot, so I'm kind of hoarding it a bit and not using it more than I absolutely have to, so I thought I'd get some of these digital ones as well. And I use a bit of plain coffee dyed paper, I think. Let's go back to my original template to get the size. All right. And okay. Will I go in here? Yeah, why not? Maybe not at the front. Which one shall I have at the front? Coffee dye. Okay, there's that one. The one I started with is a bit short and stumpy, isn't it? But never mind. I think I could have made that one a bit longer too. Right, so I'm going to use... I have got some scraps of blue dyed paper. So I've got this one, which is a bit of a deeper blue colour. So I'm just going to tear that down. This is also using food dye. And then I'll make it, hang on, which way did I do it? Let's make it a bit narrower. Is that going to fit? Yep. I don't think green for this one. I've also got this piece of blue, or this one. This is a kind of a slightly weird blue. I think it was where I mixed a couple of colours together. It's almost a purpley colour. Okay. Two. What else have we got? Can I use green in this one? No, not really. Oh no, not that one. Oh, got lilac. Don't know if that would really... Oh well, I could use a bit of that. No, I don't like that. Nope, 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 nope. I'll use a bit of the coffee dye paper. Is there any... Is that going to be wide enough? Yeah, that might work. Probably just a bit too long. little bit off the bottom. That one. And a bit more of this ledger paper, which has not been cut very straight by the looks of it. Let's go back to my original piece, get the size about right. Whoop. And the length. Okay. And if I've got 4, another piece, I'll use another piece of this. Right. Right, hopefully that will... Oh, didn't do that very well. Okay. Let's clear all those bits out of the way. That one. Piece of that, piece of that, piece of that. Put that one in there. I think I'll come to that one last. Right, I'm going to try this one first. Now, I'm going to do it, as I said, slightly differently to Rachel, because she had her papers going right to the bottom of this little flap here, and then put brads at the bottom here to hold those in place so that you were using the pad kind of upside down, it seemed to me, because this was left loose and these were fixed, which probably would work. I just thought it was a bit odd. Sorry Rachel. Well, I'm sure she's not watching this. So I think I want to try and do mine the other way round and attach them at the top. So I'm kind of winging it a bit. So I thought I'd put my papers right to the top there. This could be where it all goes horribly wrong. And then, yeah, I'm hoping this will work. And then put the holes through here and fold this back. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to try and do. So I've got my foam pad and I've got my pokey tool. Let's just give this a go. So quite near the top really, so that they I'm just going to do it roughly by eye. Maybe I just need to make sure they're lined up straight. Be about there, I guess. Okay. Right, then I need a couple of brads. Alright, I've got my box of brads here. Plenty to choose from. What colour shall I use? I like to use something, maybe these ones, quite nice. Ooh, sticking to my tweezers. These are kind of brassy colour. Give these a go. Open that one. Oop. Go through the hole, that's it. And yep, that one's opened there. So the test will be whether it's working. So the idea is now that I'm going to fold this back. Like so. Crease that down. I mean, it might be better to do that before you put the brads in, just so that you get it nice and flat. So then you've got your notepad or your papers attached at the top, just tucked into here. So the next thing will be to actually glue this along the bottom so that it's actually holding that shut. I think that's the idea. You could staple, which I might do. I might try gluing, and if the gluing doesn't work I might staple. Just glue literally along the bottom here. I think in the past I would have stitched it probably along there. I think I have done when I've done them before. Just stitched along the bottom. So I've just got to make sure I'm doing it far enough up to hold it down, but not so far that it catches on the papers. So that just holds there. So I might just put a paper clip on there to hold the glue. And then we'll see. One there. And that one there. That's not tight enough. It's a dodgy one. That one there. Let's see if this works. I hope it does, because I think they're a great idea. I just wasn't convinced about having the fastening at the bottom. I prefer it at the top. Okay, so that's one more or less finished. There's a bit more to do, bit of decorating to do on that, I think. I might need some more paper clips, mightn't I? Leave those out. Let's have a go at this one. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I think this time I might try, I might go a little bit old school and score where I want to fold it and get my thing out. I don't really want it to be too wide, so there's the top. So I'll do it, score it about there, I think. Right, so I've got a nice neat bend there now. So I'm going to tuck my papers in. And they'll still tuck behind here, I think. I might actually make sure that the longer one, but there is a longer one at the front. Make sure they get tucked behind the little so this will hold it. I'll tuck behind there. Okay. Alright. So they're in. Sticking out a little bit at the side, which is not what I want. Make sure they're central. Okay, good. And I've got my bendy bit there. Just going to do my probably not completely level or evenly spaced, but I'm going to go for gold, I think, for these. I've got gold hearts. I don't think I want hearts. Just plain gold. Be nice on here. Oh, that's it. Okay. And then a little bit of glue along the bottom. Trying to see where the actual fold line is. It's got to be a little bit above that, otherwise it won't hold it down. Paper clip. And paper clip. All right. Put the pin back in. Okay, that's 2 done. Last one. I'm going to have another go at doing the scoring. And yeah, the scoring is going to be so there's my fold. So actually quite a narrow fold on this one because it's a lot smaller. So I'm actually going to do it there, I think. And then I've got that will fold back like that. And let's get my little bits of paper. Put those in, make sure they're all aligned at the top. And poke my holes on there and there. Right, what colour brad shall I use for this one? Quite fancying a dark. Would that work? Teal, yeah, got a couple of teal, dark blue tealy colour. I think they might look quite good on here. Don't very often get to use these brads. It's quite one of the things I like about Rachel's challenges is you often end up using things that you've had for years and haven't ever haven't used for a long time, and suddenly they have a new lease of life. These are actually quite fun to make. Now that I've got started, it was one of those things that I think, oh, I can be able to do that. And I think it's partly because I wasn't entirely convinced about the attaching at the bottom. But then I thought of perhaps I could do it the other way round. Because I'm sure Rachel doesn't mind if we all adapt things to our own way we like to do things. So that will fold up. Got your little notepad which you can write in. And then it'll tuck in under here. So this is going to be a little bit... Oh, actually, I think this bit of paper might need a little trim. This piece is getting caught. Maybe it's just got a bit bent. Has that piece actually attached? I'm not sure it did. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I just need to finish the job. Get this stuck down. I may just have to take the brads off and make sure that I've attached that one piece. Just glue that. Hopefully it'll stay in place. Paper clip. So now we need to check if the others have actually glued into place and if it's worked. So let's go back to this one. Take the paper clips off. Has it held? I think it has. And I tuck it in. The other thing I want to do, I want to round these corners. Now, what did I do with my corner rounder? There it is. Right out of my way. Right, just put that in there. I'm going to do the 7mm corner. Not the biggest and not the smallest. So that's quite nice, and then I shall just, hopefully that'll tuck in there. Yeah, lies flat. All is well. So now I need to put a little something on the front here, don't I? What have I got? Okay, I've got this box of fussy cut flowers. I don't know if they'll go. I think the only ones that might go would be the yellow ones, and even then I'm not sure. That's a bit small. Fits, but it hasn't got much colour about it. So, it's the same one, but just slightly bigger. What about this one? Not sure if this is even the right colour. Oops. It's not too bad. And I'm thinking I'd quite like a little bit of lace across the bottom. Maybe across the top. Certainly across the bottom, I think. Do I want some, maybe a bit of, a little bit of book page behind the flower. So I've got all this book page that I tore out of the book, out of my altered book. This is it's definitely vintage because it was one of my old books from the 1970s, early 1970s, no, late 1970s I suppose. And it's in German, which I quite like. And I'm going to do a bit of inking on this, I think. Is that too big? A bit. A bit too regular as well. Right, put that bit there. And I'm going to have to put a bit of ink on here because it's very white. I think this was the Fussy Cut Roses from Pink Monarch Prints. I think this kit came from, these flowers. Alright, let's try that. Okay, I'll go with that. And I need my glue book. Ooh. So we've got quite a fun weekend coming up because we are actually babysitting, first time in ages, for our granddaughter. So we're looking forward to, because we haven't babysat for her for quite a long while now. But I think Jenny and Gary have earned a night out on their own. I think they've had a pretty busy year and a half really, what with not being able to go out anywhere for so long, and they've been just generally really busy and not had a chance just to have a bit of time for the two of them together. You don't when you've got small children and full-time jobs and just busy lives. It's not easy just to have that quiet time on your own, and I think they've definitely earned it. So when they asked us if we'd put Alyssa to bed and spend the night with her, we did not hesitate. More than happy to help them out, but also it'd be great for us. And then we'll, because we haven't spent the night over at their house for a long time, a couple of years. Right. The thing is, they don't live that far away, so we don't tend to do sleepovers at each other's very much because we can go there and back in a day. It's not really, doesn't really make sense for us to sleep over most of the time. Okay, bit of lace across the bottom here, I think. I know which one I want. It's a case of whether I can find it. There it is. This is beautiful lace by Stampin' Up. This is the one I was gifted by my friend Rhonda, and I think it just works perfectly there. I'm going to do a little bit of inking around the edges, I think. think I should have inked before I glued, but oh well. I'm not going to be able to do it now, I don't think. Let's see if I can just give it a little bit definition along there. Never mind, that's fine. But I do it around the bottom anyway. Okay. I'll just use the art glitter glue, that will be fine for this. Tuck that in. Nice and flat. Pop on my lace. Boom! It's done. Actually got one finished. Okay, let's... yeah, I'm pleased with how that's turned out. Makes a nice little notepad. Quite pretty. Pop that in a journal. Nice. Okay, let's do the green one. Now I'm starting to wonder if I really could make this into a Christmas one, because because it's green, I've used the gold brads. I'm just going to see if I can do a bit of ink on here. Let's do my corner rounding. Which means I won't be able to finish the decorating of this because I've got all my Christmas bits and pieces are not available to me at this moment. Alternatively, I could just do a bird on the front here and not worry about being a Christmas notepad. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just pop a bird on. Right, let's get rid of this box of brads. Move everything aside so I can try and find a suitable bird to go on here. And immediately my eye is drawn to him. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm not going to look any further. I just love the owls. I never knew I would like owls so much. I found this out when I was doing my bird journal. I've just always drawn to the owls. And I'd like to put a bit of cheesecloth behind him, I think. I can find a bit. Just happen to have a bit in my little scrappy box. Okay. Trim this off a bit because there's quite a lot of stringy bits. This is a folded over piece, so it's just a little bit thicker. It's almost easier to keep it like that than try and separate it, I think. Him like that. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. I like him very much. It's going on the front of my notepad. Make sure I haven't put that too low. I'll just tuck this in here. Okay, yep, that's okay. And then I'm going to, I think the art glitter should be alright on the cheesecloth. Put plenty on. I don't really want to do battle with the Fabri-Tac right now. Okay, now that the art glitter glue is actually flowing, I think I'll stick with that. Okay, now I've got something I can put on there to hold it in place. Yep, that's heavy enough. I'm just going to put that there for a moment while I find a little bit of, I want to use a different lace, more of a, fancy more of a crochet style lace to put underneath. Something like this. Yeah, that will do nicely. I hope you can see that I'm just, I know I've got the bowl in the way a little bit, but I'm just putting it there just to hold my owl until he sticks. I think I'll have to get the Fabri-Tac out. This stuff is a bit thicker and I'm not sure that the art glitter glue actually works for this type of lace. So let's hope. Oh, we've had a bit of a we've had a bit of a situation here, I think. I mean, leaving it sitting upside down. Normally it works quite well. Look at that. That is just a picture. I'm going to find something to get that off with. Gee, that was a bit... I suppose it will just pull off really because it's all dry. Yeah. And after all that, it probably won't come out now. Maybe it will. Right, are you stuck? I think you are. It's beginning, it's coming out. Once it starts, as you could see, it doesn't want to stop. I think everybody I watch on YouTube does battle with this stuff, but it's such good glue. I think the only one that uses it a lot and doesn't seem to have too much trouble with it is Pam. She uses hers all the time and it doesn't appear to give her as many issues as it gives some of the rest of us, but it is such good glue. Can't help but want to use it nevertheless. Okay, there we are. That's quite nice, I like that. So that's that one, all done. What am I going to do with this one? I think this one's going to have to be, it's going to have to be a butterfly, isn't it, on this one? See if I can find a nice big blue butterfly. Doing that. That's what I need. Hopefully these will all be stuck down now. That up. I think I'm going to just clip off this little corner. I should have rounded these corners as well before I stuck them down, but I didn't. So I'm just going to do a Rachel clip, I think, on this because it just seems to be sticking out a little bit. Right, butterflies. Okay, here's my box of butterflies. And just going to close it up. If I can. Will it let me? It's a bit narrow, this one, so might be a bit... Yeah, that one's got a little bit stuck there, I think. There we are. I've got that blue butterfly. I quite fancy a big butterfly. Let's have a look. Maybe blue is not the right colour. That's that one. Just so many to choose from, that's the trouble. That's that one. Oh, I quite like the yellow. Blue and yellow are quite a good colour combination, aren't they? Yep. I think so. What can I put behind that? Another bit of book page. Oh, not that one. What did I do with it? I have so much stuff now. It's all disappeared. It's all... Perhaps I could just pop it right on top like that. Yeah, there we go. That on there. Where'd he go? And I put him. Yep, I'll do that. And then they'll be done. I'm not sure about having a bit of lace across the bottom. I might do. It's very narrow. I need something equally narrow, I think. Watch these little antennae. I think I've got them. There. Boop. Gentle. And something narrow. What have I got on my card? Now these are all too wide. This little piece would be alright on there. Little narrow piece. Yep. Just tidy up that end a little bit. Come on. Come out to play. Nearly finished. So frustrating, this stuff. I'm getting there. Just have to keep telling myself, it's really good glue, it's really good glue, even though it does give you so much trouble. Right. Okay. Just trim that piece off a last little bit. And then we'll call that, oh, we'll call that done. Okie dokie. Let's get these out of the way. Let me just come and quickly look at the 3 that I did. I don't set myself a high target anymore of getting more done than I actually realistically can. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with the ones I've got. I love the owl one there most of all, I think. So there we are. It's Roxy's weekly challenge with a bit of a twist. Not quite the way she did it, but I think it looks, in the end, close enough, and I'm really pleased with those. So thank you again for joining me. Do join me again soon, probably for the unboxing. I think the unboxing will be the next video. Probably. Okay, bye for now.